Hello, everyone, and
And welcome. What
welcome back.
God.
Week 4.
Yes.
Woo!
Woo. And today we're talking about what are we talking about today, Meli?
Today, we are talking about a girl walks home alone at night.
As you can see, we are on in black and white at the moment. And then
Yes.
the movie itself is in black and white. So that's cool. Very cool.
Yes, we are embracing the neo-noir Western just like she did.
Whatever's going on in that movie, we're embracing it.
Yes, we are bringing it to life, ladies and gentlemen.
But before that, we have some news and some movie watches to share with you guys.
Of
Um,
course, every week.
okay. Should I start with the biggest announcements of the month?
I
Actually,
think you should.
this is a big week for movie news.
It is
So the Criterion Collection announcements came out, and I think they are for what are they are? They're for like next
November.
November, maybe. Um,
Yeah,
so
because Freaks was last month, and that was for October,
yeah, okay.
November.
November. So we got the Last Picture Show, which is a very famous classic from the 70s, which isn't a piece of foreign cinema, which is not very characteristic, but it is American. Heard great things about that one. Also in black and white. One of the first indie movies to really make a big break in the 70s. And that's on 4K UHD. Another one we have is Days of Heaven, directed by Terrence Malick, which is also very famous out of print title on the in the collection. I mean, people used to pay like $200 for a Blu-ray of this because it was like a very rare, like holy grail of out of print titles. Um, and yeah, it's on 4K now, so they just wasted a bunch of money, which is a problem with all these, but whatever. What else? A Jackie Chan box set. Very cool. I haven't,
Different.
yeah. I've seen one Jackie Chan movie, and that was Police Story. Pretty good. And then a French movie called La Cérémonie with Isabella Huppert. And I love her. And I believe that's the only
We love her.
you love her. I haven't seen her in her most famous movie, which is The Piano Teacher.
Yes.
She has. I'm gonna get to that movie one day. I'm scared.
Yeah,
I
you should be scared.
gotta say, I'm a little intimidated. But Meli, what was the biggest announcement of the week for this Criterion?
The biggest announcement is Mean Streets, directed by Martin Scorsese.
Also on 4K UHD, every single title here except for La Ceremony is on 4K.
Yeah.
Um, which is, it's a big change for Criterion because this is like their new style is doing a lot of 4K discs. It's always though with the more popular titles and the things people are more looking forward to, they do upgrade. But you know, and like as a collector, I think since I use Criterion to discover new movies that like no one has heard of, I would also be interested in them like releasing 4Ks for stuff that's taking that risk so we can watch the like restore and give these old movies that no one has really heard of new life. So it's kind of a shame, but whatever. What do you think
I
about that?
I agree with that actually, because I'm just like a lot like Mean Streets, like I mean everyone has heard of that movie. It's
Yeah.
more accessible than the other ones on this list. So why are you giving Mean Streets of 4K when movies that you can't really watch anywhere else are getting like shittier quality releases?
They're never shitty. They're
Yeah,
always
I
shitty,
do. That's
but
why I do air quotes because they're not. They're all good quality. But
um
you know what I mean.
yeah. and I'll do one more piece of news, and then you can take some stuff away as well.
Mhm.
Our first Paul Mescal movie of the year, Foe, is gonna release. The trailer has released. It looks very dramatic. It's very
Mhm.
sci-fi. It kind of gives like scenes from a marriage, Ingmar Bergman a little, but it has like thriller aspects to it. It looks fascinating, so I'm really excited for that one. Did you see the trailer?
I did. I'm also very excited. You know me, I'm a Paul Mescal stan. And also Saoirse Ronan
Oh yeah,
and
of course. Sorry.
yes, two Irish baddies, by the way. Let me just put that out there.
This whole cast, but yeah.
We love the Irish baddies, but I'm excited. I'm intrigued. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never know
It
what
looks
to say for like trailers because I feel like I don't know. They don't, they sometimes they give away a lot, but lately trailers have been pretty good on that, I guess.
the Barbie ones weren't that good, but
Well, I
that's
don't know about that one.
recent memory. That was like
That was like pretty old, I feel like, compared to like movies being released now.
wasn't as bad as the Gran Turismo trailer, whatever that was. That trailer was like 7 minutes long, and I saw it twice in cinemas, and it was so obnoxious.
Awful. Literally, I watch they give you like a pre thing, like a pre explanation to the trailer and then the actual trailer, and I was like, what's the point? Because either way, I don't care about Gran Turismo.
Right.
Sorry.
No one does. I mean, actually, some people probably do. I'm sorry. If you like Gran Turismo and you watch it in cinemas, good for you.
Yeah.
It didn't really get critical raves, so I was kind of depending on that if I'd watch it or not. But yeah,
It's funny.
yeah, because I think both of us would need very, very positive reviews to like haul ass to theaters and and see Gran Turismo. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I'm definitely not watching that. Sorry.
sorry.
Sorry. But
Um,
you know what I
yeah,
am going to watch?
what are
Part
you
of
gonna
our
watch?
next movie news as a
Yeah.
segue. Well, sorry, let me rephrase. What I was going to watch in November or in September next month.
Uh-huh.
Um, I was supposed to watch Dune next month, September 22nd of 2023, in an
Um,
IMAX theater, packed to the brim, full.
right.
Everyone's ears being blasted away because of how loud that lady is yelling when she sings. But unfortunately, Dune has been pushed back. And this is probably the most upsetting news, and everyone is like really upset about it. So we're all looking forward to this movie. They've been talking
Oh,
about it for literally like a year. Every week I hear something new about this movie. It's been pushed back to, let's see, March 15th of 2024, which is very far away. And I get why they did it because again, they want to do press and all that. But
right.
still, I was really looking forward to seeing it, and now I have to wait months. And also, like, they had all the IMAX theaters secured, and now it's like, I don't think they're secured anymore, which is upsetting.
Yeah. There's gonna be some Marvel movie there instead. 'Cause
Hmm.
that's like their fit-ins, like where they have to fill up spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that messes up the Oscars so much too. Like the Oscars were everyone was like Dune was a key player here, and
Yeah.
now we're gonna get some sort of Oppenheimer sweep, which will be
Which
interesting.
is not bad.
I'm upset about no, but like um I just love seeing like diversity and like I love to see the sci-fi movie of the year and the historical epic and hopefully past lives. Um and diversity, but Dune was a key player here and that went away. So
No, that like it, and it's also weird because usually you don't get these types of movies. Like
Mhm.
they have what's I saw like a tweet about it that I was like, "Oh, this is I'm going to mention this on the podcast." Um because it's going to be considered for the 2025 Oscars now and not 2024 Oscars, the like window for campaign is so long. It's kind
Right.
of awkward because then it's like now they've been campaigning for almost over like 2 years basically. Um, because you have
Um,
like the pre-release campaign, which and then you have like the post-release campaign, which is like, I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely gonna throw things off. So now I'm like, okay, well, that's gone. So we'll probably make a whole video on the Oscars.
yeah, yeah, that will probably happen
That
eventually.
yeah. So but definitely
But
gonna
other
throw things off.
too, right? There were other.
Yes, I have that right here. Drive Away Dolls by Ethan Cohen
Oh,
got pushed back from oh, I messed up earlier. I was looking at the wrong date. Dune was supposed
oh,
to come out in November, not September. Drive
oh.
Away Dolls comes out in September and it got pushed to February. That I don't know why.
Yeah.
Uh
I, are these related to the actors strike or what?
it might maybe I think it's mostly I'm gonna assume it's because of the press. There's
Yeah.
no press tours and like press tours, whatever. I guess help. But
These are me and yours most looking forward to movies of the year. So it's really a damn shame
yeah.
because I mean, I'm still holding out hope for some titles that are gonna be very exciting, I hope.
Hmm.
Um, such as what? Such as Killers of the Flower Moon. No one's talking about Killers of Bruh, the trailer came out and everyone was hyped, and then it premiered at Con and everyone was,
Can.
you know, I'm so sorry. At Cannes. And everyone was like pretty hyped about it. Like we got pretty good reviews. I mean, some people gave it 5 stars, but it was kind of controversial at Cannes. And so a lot of discourse about Killers of the Flower Moon, and then it went poof, and then it
Hmm.
was I haven't heard anything from Killers of the Flower Moon. But it will hopefully, I don't know,
I
hopefully
mean,
show.
it'll definitely show up at the Oscars. We know
Yeah, it
that.
delayed for sure.
Yeah.
Be they put too much into that movie.
Yeah,
Like
no. I don't
yeah,
think I feel like no, when it comes down to Martin Scorsese, I feel like that man has a mission. And
yeah.
when he says the date is this date, it's gonna be released on that date.
I also believe um or would like to believe that Martin Scorsese and his actors are um being paid and his writers. I mean, didn't he's the primary writer on Killers of the Flower Moon, so he doesn't
Mhm.
have to deal with that. I mean, but I'm
It's
sure that he.
also it's based on a book too, so it's like a little bit
Yeah,
different.
I don't know what the sitch is there. But hopefully I don't know what studio he's working with. He's working with Apple TV, right?
I think
On the back,
I'm gonna fact check this.
I do hope that I mean, obviously I don't care if Leo DiCaprio gets a cent. I'm talking about like this is a very massive movie with a lot of extras, and I hope that everyone is getting paid and that this isn't gonna be delayed because of the strikes.
I
Um
I highly doubt it. Okay, let's
yeah.
see. Okay, you were correct. It is Apple TV.
I know Apple TV has been very kind to the strikes and whatever is happening.
Yeah.
So I don't think they've given full accommodations, but they are a relatively newer studio that's been
Hmm.
more active. Um on my weekly sad news page, there there was a death this week of a very famous star of a very famous documentary, Paris is Burning, a by the way, one of my favorite documentaries, I don't know about you, Meli, beautiful movie about the ballroom scene in the 90s. Absolutely just one of the most stunning documentaries and with so much kinetic energy, but it all depends on these charismatic drag queens. And the biggest one of them in the movie, and the most famous one was Carmen Extravaganza of the Extravaganza family. Um, and she died at 62. So very sad. Um,
Very
but yeah,
sad.
want to tell you, watch Paris is Burning and
Yeah.
her and all she stands for. Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely like you will definitely we talk about happiness, we also talk about sadness. And she
Mhm.
deserves a shout out. So rest in peace. Gone but not forgotten. That's the
Yes.
key right there.
Mm.
Um and then last thing I have is something that I was very excited for is we got a first look at All of Us Strangers um featuring Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott, who, I mean, again, my Irish lads, I love both of them. And it is loosely based on the 1987 novel Strangers by Taichi Yamada. I think that's how you say it. And basically, it tells a story of a screenwriter who, after an encounter with his neighbor, is pulled back to his childhood home where he discovers that his long dead parents are living and look the same age as the day they died. But it's also, I think, a gay love story.
Yeah. I think I think they don't fall in love. I'm under the impression that this is like a relationship that occurs, before the runtime of this movie starts. Like it's not a romance and them like
Yeah,
courting
yeah,
each
yeah. No, it's
other.
not. But there's like gayness
Yes.
in it. And Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott like are the two
Yeah.
gay lovers. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yes, and that plot sounds so kind of scary. That's a scary thing to happen, like to see your
Yeah.
parents and they haven't aged one bit. But it seems very, I think it's gonna be very existential or something like that. So
Hmm. And the
very,
pictures look pretty cool. So,
they do. Yeah. Me and Maddie are both gonna run to theaters to
oh,
see that.
for
Really?
sure.
Please,
Hmm?
sorry, please release it in theaters.
Oh my
Like
God. If they don't,
same with Foe. That seems like such a visually like interesting movie. Like just people will go.
I
Like please.
think I think it will probably have a very short runtime. And if it'll be at any theater, it's going to be at AMC because AMC has all movies backs. Okay. Shout out to AMC because they show every movie that's ever released. I hate how I live so far away from an AMC theater, but I still go because I
I live 16 hours flight from an AMC theater, but pr- I'm very yes. I'm much in support of AMC here. And there's similar theaters that also show, everything. So
yeah.
yeah, what you watch this week, Melly?
So speaking of AMC,
Right.
I went to AMC theaters to watch Bottoms.
Ah, how
Okay,
was that?
it was it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I have not laughed at a movie. I'm not even kidding. I have not laughed at a movie that hard in so long. I was dying of laughter. Like and the writing is so brilliant because it's so funny and it's like not over the top, but
Right.
it's just hits the mark where you're like, yeah, this is good. And the acting, oh my God. When I tell you, I know like most of these actors are not like they're not like they're probably not classically trained or whatever, but they
Yeah.
were so good. I mean, um Ayo or Io, I think Ayo is how you say her name, who plays the main character.
Right.
Um her delivery, oh my God. This girl has some of
What's
the
her,
best comedic delivery I've ever seen
what was her name?
in the movie.
No, like the actress. She's from Shiva Baby, right? It's also
No,
the same
that's the other girl, Rachel Sennett.
Rachel Sennett. Yeah.
She's also fantastic.
Yeah.
Her delivery is also like
Oh, I'm so excited for that movie. I'm so
it's if you
excited.
can go see it, definitely go see it in theaters. The theater was it was such a fun theater experience. Everyone was laughing. Um, it was a lot of like young queer people too, which I thought was so cool. And like everyone was out. Um, awesome. People were like
Yeah.
cracking jokes. It was so good. So good.
Movie. It's Gen Z actresses and actors. And I believe the director is also of our generation.
I
So
think so. She might be like the upper Gen Z, and if she's not, she's definitely like low millennial.
you can't make a movie like Shiva Baby and not be very close to Gen Z because that's a very Gen Z movie. I mean,
Very.
she she proved herself with Shiva Baby that she's socially aware of everything that's going on in our generation. So I trust her even if she's not like
Yeah.
in her. I'm so excited for that movie and I am gonna go watch it in theaters. Hopefully I have some theater trips planned this week, but maybe the week after that. It's not it
Yes.
come here yet either, so
Yeah, I don't think so. But well, so what did
anything
she what?
watch anything else or
That's it. Actually, I'm sorry, guys. I've been so busy with school that that's the Bottoms and this movie is the only thing I've watched since Watermelon Woman. Um, but Yoav, what have you watched?
Well, I watched a few movies, but I'll just highlight two of them very quickly. My first Park Chan-wook movie, director of Old Boy and Thirst and The Handmaiden and a bunch of other famous
And
movies.
doesn't he do Stoker? I think I watched that movie.
Oh, that wasn't so was no, it
No,
is
not Stoker. Yes, with
Stoker.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole maybe I don't know.
Continue.
Decision to Leave. What a freaking dense thriller, thrill ride, 1,000 different plot twists and turns. It's violent and romantic and confusing, and the vibes are so good. There's like 20 different symbols going around. There's food, there's mountains, there's the ocean, there's these beautiful I'm so passionate about it because it's such a well-crafted movie. I mean, I can say that I was a little confused. Um, but by the end, I piece things together in my head. And I definitely will watch this one again. It's long, it's like 2.5 hours long. But it's so rewarding and romantic and beautiful. So put that one on your radar. I can't believe it wasn't nominated for the freaking Best International Feature.
That
I think it,
was people were mad about that. Remember last year? People
yeah,
were pissed.
I should have been. I mean, I think it should have been Best Picture nominated. I think it's better than Elvis. Could have replaced that easily. It's better than The Whale. I don't remember if The Whale got nominated. It's like it's one of my favorite movies now of that year, so it's a damn shame.
Sorry, I
I mean,
can't. When you mentioned the whale, I can't take you serious. I just can't take anything seriously. I just
oh my God.
if you
That
guys didn't know, Yoav and I have a connection to the whale.
we have beef with the
We
whale.
do. We have deep rooted beef. We both hate the whale. He was defending it when I was shitting on it, and then he watched it and he was shitting on it with me. So
So it was like Darren Aronofsky, it was like Brendan Fraser, it was gonna be crazy. I've been looking forward to it. And then she was like half a star or some shit. And
I
God.
was just, I can't wait. That's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, yeah. We're not doing a podcast episode on that, but it will be
No.
there. We do top 10 worst movies of the decade or something.
Yeah.
Or overrated or something. Um, even though that movie wasn't, whatever. Then I watched a movie called The Confession. Um, there's a French director who I believe lives in France, but he's from the Czech Republic, Kosto Gavras, who he does like political thrillers. He's very famous for his movie Z. I don't know if you've heard about it. Have you?
I've heard of World War Z.
No, they're not related, but very political thrillers. I mean, they're usually just expressions of anger towards oppression, and political systems that are really messed up. And The Confession is one of the most brutal movies I've like ever seen, like hands down. It's about this guy getting interrogated by the Czech Communist Soviet Party when there was the third Czech rule or whatever, where they were led by the Soviet Party. And he's being interrogated for being an anti-communist and first stuff he did in the Spanish Civil War. Absolutely, just the whole movie is him being interrogated in this bureaucracy over and over, and it's so tedious and it's so brutal, but very, very effective. So I recommend that one if you're into really brutal movies. It's
Nice.
not like there's not blood in it, but it's just yeah. Yeah, that's all I watched. Or that's what, yeah. Scary movie we're talking about this week. It is, well, not only scary, just if my mom's listening, it wasn't just a horror movie. I know you don't like horror movies, I still recommend it. Um, yes.
That's same with my aunt. If you're listening, it's not just a horror movie. It's also like a social commentary.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, we didn't mention the name. What is
Oh,
it?
A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night,
Yes.
directed by Anna Lily Amirpour in 2014. What?
From the year of Iran. I mean, I'll just start
From the
by
year of Iran?
from the year
From the
from the
country.
country of Iran. Um, Let me just apply something that I read before we start. That the movie has a $5,600,000 budget, which is extremely low. It was funded by an Indiegogo page after the same director released a short film of the same movie. It's incredibly hard to produce movies in Iran, post-revolution. I mean,
It's so
it,
like
it
if you guys
goes,
don't know that what's going on there and like I mean everyone knows now,
yeah,
but like if you don't know and like not even just like what's happened as of this year and like last year, but just the past like almost 10 years in general. Not even just that, but I guess that's when it really picked up.
yeah. I mean, this movie's very relevant to Iran today.
Yeah.
I haven't been, but I have a very close friend that's Iranian that does visit. I,
Oh, she does?
yeah, she does.
Oh wow, that's brave of her family.
Um, yes, and she hates it.
Okay.
But yes, she has to see family, and it sucks because it's just such a the country's not doing very well right now.
It's a shithole, as my dad says.
Yes, it's a 1 hour drive from me though. So if I wanted to pop over and see the girl, meet a vampire, I guess I could. There she is.
There she is, my
Um,
little cutie pie.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I just want to apply that context for anyone that hasn't seen the movie. But spoilers, watch the movie
Yes.
before you listen to this. What's your first note?
Okay, well, my very first note that I have written down is very I just write shit. But I wrote very dystopian. Like it's
Yes.
a neo noir western. I completely forgot that it was a western, and I wrote has western vibes to it, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's literally a western.
Yeah.
But I was like, but well, I don't know if that's the right word, reinforces, but at least the western works.
Yes.
Because it's
Yeah.
not western like stand down, boy, I'm gonna shoot you for robbing my saloon. No, it's
That's how all Westerns are, by the way.
yes, all of them.
Yes.
But very dystopian, right off the bat, like very much when they showed the ditch full of all those dead bodies, I was like, oh, chills.
Yeah.
Freaking chills.
That
Yeah.
I love the opening sequence there and the credit sequence. I mean, how the I love credit sequences in general if they're done well, but I just love how simple and kind of Western vibes they were. And they kind of establishes this like Western tone to it, but then obviously that's cut off by a pile of dead bodies. And so you're wondering where is that? Um, where's this going? You know, it's kind of Westerny, but you know, it kind of loses that throughout.
It does.
I
It does.
I would say that this is more of a suburban gothic horror movie.
Oh, for
Um,
sure. Yeah.
the I I gave it a word, wait, near the end of my notes here, and I have a lot of notes. Um, it's like an industrial hell. It's just like it reminded me kind of Eraserhead. This whole thing is pretty Lynchian, but in general, it reminded me kind of Eraserhead because it's kind of an industrial hellscape of like of everything is heightened and terrifying and it's kind of suburban, but it's like a skewed version of how like society is. I wonder, I mean, I've never visited Iran, so I don't know how skewed it is from that, but um it's so I don't know how they pulled this off with a 5,600,000 budget, but this is
Wilds.
a whole different
Wilds.
world. It's like all our world twisted on its head. I'm just yeah.
Yeah.
So um okay, so my first note
Mhm.
was I mean, I just wrote a bunch of notes about that drug dealer dude, because what the fuck?
Oh,
Why? He's so like he has a big tattoo of sex on
yeah,
his neck.
just yeah, literally just sex right here.
And he has a Pac-Man one on his shoulder.
I did not see that.
Yeah. Um, that guy, what the hell? That when he goes into Arash's house and like starts talking to his heroin junkie dad, and he lifts the cat that's behind me, by the way, super cute cat, 10 out of 10 inclusion of cats. Do you agree?
Yes, I for sure agree.
He lifts the cat and like it's kind of scary
I
and
thought he was
like
gonna throw the cat.
yeah. He's like so he's like so pathetic and scared. I mean, just his death scene was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. It's like 10 minutes long, this scene in his house, and he's doing shit to impress her. He's he's like snorting cocaine, he's lifting weights, he's counting his money. It's so fucking pathetic. He's dancing with his like abs out or whatever.
That was so
So
gross.
it was so gross and like, but the whole scene is so well done with the music and like the reveal. I wish I didn't know she was a vampire going in
I know.
because that would have been an interesting. reveal. What do you
Yeah.
think of the scene?
So well done. I think the buildup is like great buildup because what I also really liked about it is that it's not over the top
No.
and they're not doing it to get a rise out of you in the sense where you're like, oh my God, so much blood and murder. No, 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 no. It's like subtle buildup, slow, and you can like, I mean, because I knew she was a vampire, I knew it was building up to her like sucking his blood and killing
Yeah.
him. But it was so well done. I was like, yes, like this is how this type of horror should be. I know some horror like um obviously like uses the over the top on purpose, but a lot of horror movies like it's too theatrical, but this was like just like so oh my God, I can't. It was so well done. I
Yeah.
mean, that was probably like my second favorite scene.
Mhm.
My favorite scene was when she was like putting on the makeup in her room.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
Yes. Yes.
I have
Everything.
some I have some things to say about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just say, okay, her turning into a vampire was not surprising for me, since I've seen the trailer. I think, you know, knowing that this is kind of a movie that's like borderline illegal to make, in Iran, and obviously the low budget and everything, I'm never gonna complain about like VFX or anything. It didn't bother me much. I thought, her teeth looked kind of fake, but it's there. She's a vampire as a symbol.
mhm.
It's I saw some people on Letterboxd that was like shitty CGI, 3 out of 5. I'm like, bro,
God, not
give
everything is fucking $1 million, like
yeah.
a
I feel
hundred
like
million dollar produce
if this
budget.
was a Hollywood movie, I would have started to criticize it, but no, not at all. Um, in general, all of the kills in this one are brutal and like they're like average vampire death scenes, but there's something about we'll talk about it. But yeah, all of the scenes in her room, and especially the scene where Arash is there
Oh
as
my
Drac,
God.
and they played this song that I literally like had to Shazam it, which is not
It
something I
was
usually do.
um white line?
Yeah. Death by White Lies.
Yes, yes. White
Ah,
lies.
song and that scene.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God. When he's a god, I can't. I can't.
I mean, okay.
I
There are
absolutely can't.
okay. Before we get into that,
Yeah.
um I wrote like a lot. Okay. My second note was traditional values. That's like the thing I wrote. And it's because it's a Muslim country. And as someone who I'm not Muslim, just to put that out there.
Yeah.
Um, but my grandparents did uh immigrate from Iran to America. Um, and
I,
so, hmm?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my
It's
dad's
crazy.
born there.
Damn. So
Yes.
you're like Iranian kinda. You have that's kind of part of
I
your
mean, it kind of because my like obviously I grew not me, but my grandparents and my dad grew up
yeah.
with a lot of these traditional values that
Yeah.
are shown in the movie. Um and so I was thinking like I wrote down like examples from the movie. So when what's his name again?
Ara-
Arash. They say like
Ara-
Adash. That's how like my
yeah.
grandma would say it, Adash.
Yeah.
When he was in the girl's room and then he was like, "No, shouldn't you leave?" And she was like, "Why?" And he was like, "It's not nice for like a man and a woman to be in a room together." And then the son living with the father and taking care of him. Um also whenever the drug dealer was with the woman, I think she's like a prostitute, and he was saying like, how old are you? Oh, you're 30, that's old.
Well, what was it he said before she went down? Well, what was it? He was
Or
like,
he was like, don't you, he said, don't you want kids?
or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was so good. Oh my God, in my opinion. I
Wait,
mean,
like
it's called like there's like a blowjob scene.
yeah.
The way they're just filming rear view mirrors to show what's going on,
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
actually obstructed, and then you get this kind of like cinematographic build up to that moment where you're first seeing the girl, our like main villain.
So
Um,
eerie, so eerie.
she's in the middle of the frame and staring right fucking at you.
Hmm.
I didn't jump, but my heart sank. There's something about that shot that just gave me chills, and it's the first introduction of that.
Yeah,
Um, Terrifying. Love that scene. It was great. It was great.
that was great. But yeah, so like, but my point with what I was saying is that like a lot of the things that we see in the movie are like these very traditional values that I connect to like a bigger theme and purpose like later, but I don't like want to like get there yet. I don't know. But
You do because I was analyzing it in a different way that's like less cultural, and I want you. I left that to you because I was trying to.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
I was like, God, I'm like, this is so I wrote so much. Um, Jesus.
Okay,
Well, I could because I connected it to like the ending of the movie. So I'm like, do I want to wait to get there?
we'll do some more notes because I have hella. I have a
Okay,
lot to
yeah. But basically, like what I'm trying to say is that like um like traditional like
big thing.
things have play a big role in this movie, and especially with the relationship between the son and the father, and with the way women are viewed in the movie, and like with relationships with men and women, like very very important, and a lot of that is broken in a way which I'll get to later, but just want to like put that out there right now. I'll go
Yeah.
ahead.
I Yeah, no, totally. The traditional values are a big thing. Thanks for pointing that out. Really, like I after she was introduced, I was hooked. Like I was hooked from the beginning, really. But after she was introduced, I there's something about her sheer like it's kind of like she's trying to fix the town one by one. Like she's coming up to this boy and telling him her first line, and I wrote this down, is "Are you a good boy?" And this is to the little kid, and she's like telling him it really represents her character, as in she's like trying to fix people. She kills the bad people, she eats them or sucks on them. And she's trying to fix people. She's trying to fix the kids. She's killing the junkies. She's putting them all in she's killing them, and then they're being put in a ditch. She's really fixing this town one by one, but there's a sort of revenge to it, I feel like. I don't know if it's revenge for the women that are completely undermined in this society. I mean, whether it be the society of Iran or actually Bod City, or however they bad Bod
Yeah, I think it's just bad city.
bad city. Um,
Bad.
bad.
Bad city.
She's doing some reform here. And I just love that about her character, and I was hooked and to see what she did. So yeah,
I
that's
have
another.
a I have a quote, not like a question, but like, because I also wrote a note about that scene with the little boy. And like, to me, so there was a scene. So before the scene with the little boy, she is stalking an old man, which
Awesome.
I,
When she
which
was
was,
me.
which was Hossein, right?
Is Hossein
The
Alash's
father.
Yes.
Yes. That was the
But
father, right?
yeah.
Okay. And what I took note is that when he, as a grown man, not even a grown man, he's old, he's like grandpa age, like he sees this woman and he is instantly scared. Like he is shaking. He's like yelling at her, like, "Who are you? Stop following me," whatever. But I thought it was
Bring
interesting because when the little boy saw her, he was scared, but he was much braver than the old man was.
point.
And then I was thinking, like, huh, is this like a generational thing? Because is it like where like the new generation is supposed to be better? And it's like you have the old generation and how they're so stuck in their ways and they're so fixed on how they are and how they view women. And then you have like the little boy who is supposed to break out of that like oppressive cycle. So I was thinking like, oh, like maybe this like the new generation is like gonna be better and grow up to be better and like she's like helping that and like I don't know. I thought that was something.
Maybe, I mean, I see it as the newer generation is less scared because the older ones know what's coming for them. There's something deep inside
Mm.
that this woman is going to kill them, and they know they're not okay. They know they're not okay. I mean, it's also showing here that, although traditional values, you say like, oh, this is how people were raised, whatever, they usually still know that what they're doing is wrong.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
And this shows that like you can't like underestimate their like people with traditional values like capacity of understanding what they're doing, because I think the people in this movie are very aware of the evils they do, and it's not
Oh,
just the
yes,
ways.
I totally agree with you on that, by the way. Like they are for sure aware of what they're doing and like the harm that they're putting on other people. Um, yeah, for
And
sure.
all these are super interesting. I mean, there was an inclusion of like a nose job that one of the characters gets. That kind of stuff I guess is very Iranian, because I hear from my friend that like nose jobs are a very big thing and a very common thing that people
Very, very common.
obviously in the Middle East, and that's like a whole different thing about like Western culture and whatever that put on us. But um yeah, all these things are it's very tied to the culture of Iran and this traditionalist and whatever. Um, so super, super interesting. It's so good. Um, I gotta say, this is you should get to your like big point here, with
Mm-hmm.
the cultural. I just want to start with like what I took in terms of like life message here that's like not totally tied to culture.
Yeah.
Um, a big scene here is when the girl is alone in the house for the first time with the prostitute, which is Arasha's dad's ex-wife, I believe. Did you
I
get
thought
that?
it I thought it was that I thought it was his dad's like girlfriend, like new girlfriend. I thought his wife died.
To prostitute or something.
I thought the prostitute was just like his little
Yeah.
bae.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I the way I saw it was that the mom was dead. That's how I
yeah,
saw it.
could be. So the girl says to the prostitute, you're sad. You don't remember what you want. You don't remember wanting. It passed long ago and nothing ever changes. Very that line gave me chills. It's very nihilistic. It's depressing. And the prostitute responds, only idiots and rich people think the world can change. Um, I think that the girl was art is very impressionable in a way, because she's very she kills people on a whim, she noticed someone did something bad, or someone, she kills them, right? So she's very impressionable. And I think this line from the prostitute actually changes her, because immediately after that she has a kill of a homeless man. It's the first time in the movie that
Mm,
she innocent person or a seemingly innocent person. Um, and so I think this is so interesting because her like perspective of life is being altered by Arash, who's such a sweet guy. And he has this outlook on life, and he tells her that if a storm comes and we all die, whatever, there's still romance, there's still, a kind of live in the moment kind of guy. So all these conflicting perspectives really, really make the movie. And I think the biggest message here, or not less a message, more of a question posed to the audience is, what would you like to believe? Do things change? Do these traditionalists reform their ways? Can any one person really contribute to changing the world, or changing, the life in just one city? I don't know. That was my thing.
I love that. That's great. Okay, because mine is like completely like
Yeah.
mine's very different. So I guess it's kind of cool how we both like took different things away from that. Um, my big thing was okay, let's start with the scene of her in her room alone. And it's like with music, and one of the main like lyrics and like words being repeated in this song was like Oriental dress, which I thought was interesting. Um and then it was like this montage kind of like her putting on this like, I put punk in quotation marks because like it's not like your traditional makeup. It's like edgier, I guess, like dark red lipstick, uh eyeliner. And like this is like where this idea really started, and then I kind of saw it flow throughout the rest of the movie. But it's like her own sort of revolution against her like oppressive culture, trying to like tie her down, which you can like I guess connect to like getting the nose job and like trying to fit in that way and be beautiful in that way, but she's like wants to do it like on her own way and in a way that like her society, her culture like does not like. And then that's where I connected it to the like, so girls and women with hijabs, because she wears one when she's out,
Oh,
not when she's alone.
yeah.
But I was saying that typically in Iran, I'm not saying for every country that is Muslim and like and where women wear hijabs, just for Iran, because this I know from things that I've seen on the news and what like my family has told me, is that um women who wear hijabs are supposed to like be like pure and safe, and like it's like basically like represents like purity almost, and it's a way to like keep women back, like hold them back. And but the girl, because that's the girl, she uses it I guess to show that she's dangerous, and that just because like you wear one, it doesn't mean that you're pure, and that you're this like cutesy little girl who is like gonna, who's like safe and who like men can be safe around. And so I said that she wears it to taunt the men in a
Yeah.
way. And she wants you to feel threatened when you see her wearing it. And so that was like one of like the main things that I kind of got from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, her character is so nuanced and interesting. That's such a good point, though, that like she's kind of having her own private revolution, like in
Hmm.
her putting on punk makeup.
I guess like edgy. I just couldn't think of the word at the time, but
A woman in a hijab from something pure to something actually mysterious and scary. Like women can be more than just like pure like people in cloth.
hmm.
Obviously, religion dictates whatever it dictates. I'm just saying a human perspective. I think there's so much more to these women characters and women in real life Iran than being completely masked in public and stoned if they are not masked. So there's just something so devastating and like revolutionary about her character. I can't. It's just like like amazing stuff. So exciting and interesting and new and like yeah. Um yeah, I just my like a picture that like totally I like took a screenshot of the TV because one image really stuck in my mind and I'll kind of show it. There's one of her on a skateboard like going back and forth against a wall. And this is so freaky. It's like all okay. Um and she's totally cloaked and her cloth is like pitch black. And it's just so that shot like really encapsulated her for me because it's so mysterious and I don't know. I just want to point that up.
No, I
Um,
love it. I love it.
about that shot because it just like
No,
gave
because
me chill.
she's so like she's going against her like ugh, it's just so cool because like obviously like how I said before, like she's doing it like her own little like revolution type thing. But it's also like her. Like that is who she is. Like she likes wearing that makeup. She likes listening to different music that she is like probably not like allowed to listen to or is looked down upon for listening to like alternative-ish music. Um, she has an edgy haircut. She's like short and like with little bangs. Like I just really love that.
No
Yeah.
Western bangs are a Western thing. This music to our Western thing, like I'm like totally not allowed. And all that stuff just makes this movie kind of an expression of revolution and like, people living inside Iran. There's such a difference here between the leadership and the dictatorship and the actual people that are here. They are living there and they have their own expression and it's so private because of this oppressive whatever the hell's going on there. And then the movie's such an expression of that. It's, yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Any
Any thoughts? Is that what you said?
like any other notes or do you want
Um, I have like some like short like ones, I guess. I was just saying that the little okay, this one that was funny. The little boy in the scene where they found Hossein, the dad, dead. I was like, oh my god, the little boy reminds me of the little boy in Color of Pomegranates.
I was thinking
Were
that.
you
I was but he's such a little lad. He's such a little lad from an Arab country.
I love that. Like I was like, oh my god, this little boy is literally like, what is going on? Like they're both like little
It's
lad. Ugh.
a clear connection for me that like I get there's such movies where it's so clear.
Ugh, ugh, okay, I love that you also got that. Thank you. Thank you.
That's such like a niche like connection, but it
It's
works.
it's very niche. I also was what did I say? Um oh, I for the ending, I was saying how
Oh, the
he
end.
yeah, like he felt like he knew that she was the one that killed the dad. What I took away from that was that like so he knew it was her, yet he like actively chose to stay and leave with her. And I thought that kind of symbolized or showed like breaking away from that's where it travels kind of connects back. Where at the end they're both breaking away from the oppressive traditional values and you break the cycle and like you start your own new life.
Yeah, it's so simple yet so complicated in like a cultural subtext. Yeah, that ending scene. There's I want to say like even up to a minute of silence there in the car,
Yeah,
and it's and the cat here between them. By the way, the cat's so friggin' cute in that scene.
so cute.
For hours, just like he was like they didn't care where he looked straight into the camera and they're like, okay. Well, because I don't know. The cat's like a symbol, I guess, but I don't know. I might need to rewatch it to like understand.
It probably is because at one point, whenever the cat like played a part on one of the killings, and I was like, huh,
Yeah.
it's like something's going on here.
The cat's like kind of a Chekhov's gun because he like sees that she has the cat that his dad owns, and that's how he knows
Yeah.
that she was associated with his killing.
Yeah. And then
Um,
she like looks at him and she like gives him this look where, and I was like, oh, that's powerful. Oh, that's a powerful look.
I have some very small points here, that I just wrote, like random things that I was thinking about. She ate on that skateboard. Um, Obviously, I mean, this is played on much later as well and much more. Very obviously, Arash is like a Dracula, which is a vampire, and that kind of connects them. There are some really, really funny moments here. Um, that were just made me laugh for no reason. Some like points of like awkward comedy that I just loved. It didn't really lighten the mood, I would say, because the whole movie's very um
Yeah. There's not light in the mood.
that disco scene is beautiful. Um,
Yes. Yes.
the woman with the thinly drawn eyebrows is like a spiritual figure of some sorts. I couldn't really figure her out. She was, yeah. That was my those were my notes.
Nice.
My um but yeah, do you want to do some ratings? I went first last time, so you have to go.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. My rating of A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night is 4 stars.
Damn. I was I thought okay. Okay, I thought you'd be on the same level as me because I gave it 9 stars out of 10.
Four and a
Um,
half.
half, yes. And my only things were like super small, really like really small moments of sound design that didn't really work. There was a scene in the beginning where he's in the alley and like his it's like the Foley artist didn't really work well for me or whatever they did there.
Hmm.
Um so some moments of fast motion that I thought were a little like cringy where she goes into bites people or like when the dad it's like a Requiem for a Dream reference when the heroin junkie dad is like moving around in fast motion. I don't know, I didn't really mess with that. The whole movie's so slow that it's like a weird like stylistic choice. But that was really my only thing. I love this movie as like an expression of anger and feminism and like counterculture. Beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give it a 4 because um I mean like I pretty much I literally was said like wrote down the same stuff that you did. Like the music is the thing that really
Yeah,
like knocked off a big portion because in some parts it worked really well.
I totally agree.
In every other part it did not work at all.
It could
I
have been
was
more,
like
they could have been more sparing with the soundtrack.
yeah. I was like I was laughing at scenes where I should not have been laughing because the music was like
Funny.
so like loud and I was like I was like this does not go with the scene at all.
At all. It's just a soundtrack, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, but I think they could have been much more sparing. And
Hmm.
I hate saying this, but there is a better movie here on the cutting room floor. There could have been just just turn the songs down a little bit, fix those little moments. But
Yeah.
again, it's budget. I don't know what will happen in post. But
I
oh, success.
I also said that it was a little bit long, like it could have been a little bit shorter and I think what makes it long is, like you said, a lot of those fast-paced segments that, again, I was also like, what? But also I feel like a few parts, they were trying to be very like artistic,
Yeah, it wasn't as unique.
and I
Some
was
very art house influence, just like try to be your own thing instead of, I don't know.
yeah, and I thought it was like, I didn't think it was bad. I just thought like it just didn't have a place in the movie itself. It just didn't like it some of them like were not necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But yeah, shall we get to the pick?
Yeah. All right, so
Our
those were our reviews
thoughts.
and our ratings. So hopefully you agree with what we said.
Yeah. And if you disagree, let us know. Tell us in the comments.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
let us know what you think.
yes, we'd love to hear your thoughts and please comment. Um,
Please comment,
please.
please.
Um, anyways, thanks for listening to our thoughts. And it's my week to announce the movie. I'll just say I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I love Iranian cinema. Um,
Oh,
and oh, my tripod just fell on the floor. It's okay. Um, I love Iranian cinema. I love post-revolution cinema because it's so raw and real and um I've talked about him before on this pod. He's my favorite director of all time, Abbas Kiarostami. His movies, wow, I mean, they changed my life. Hopefully, they can change yours too, viewer and Meli. Um, they're transcendent. They just go above any, like in my opinion, in nuance, anything you've ever seen before. Um, they're life-changing. They're about forgiveness, they're about empathy, and about layers of reality and what art really is. And the place that people usually start with his work, is this little tiny little movie that comes in at spine 519 on Criterion Collection. I do own it, and that is Abbas Kiarostami's Close Up.
yay! I was kind of like, I knew deep down I knew it was gonna be one of his movies.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
this is
just
the one you've seen this one.
I have seen it. I've seen it
Okay.
multiple times.
Okay, yeah.
I will warn you guys, it is a slow one. Just like a girl walks home alone at night. It is slow paced. It is incredibly rewarding. Seek this out on the highest quality you can. Hopefully, there is a version on YouTube. It's watchable, but it's like 1080p. So try to watch it on the nicest screen you can. This is a classic in the Criterion Collection. Like most cinephiles have seen this. It's a movie about movies. I mean, just enjoy it. Put your phone to the side a little and like relax and like watch this movie. Because
Hell yeah.
it's so um nuanced and layered, and I'm very excited to talk about it.
I'm
Yes.
so excited because I've been wanting to watch one of his movies for so long now. I just have never like I just haven't pulled the trigger and I just haven't had time yet. Like,
Intimidating for a lot of people.
yeah, so I am so, oh my God, I'm actually very excited for this.
Yes, it's our first movie since Oppenheimer that is not female led. I'm sorry to break the streak.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's okay because this is a great one. So, thank you guys for watching.
Yes, thanks guys. And we're gonna try and do like we're gonna try and keep the uploading schedule steady. So I'm probably gonna like Sundays are gonna be our upload days. So keep an eye out for that. And thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. Watch Close Up.
Yes, watch Close Up. And if you didn't see a girl walks
Well,
home alone at night,
what are
watch
you doing
that.
here? Yeah, what are you even doing here?
Yeah. Get the hell out of here. We don't need
Get
you
the-
here.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.